Hi there, it's Morris from selfimprovementmethods.com. Today we're going to talk about positive thoughts, pessimistic and optimistic. I have here a glass and it has water in it. And the question always is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Well, the glass actually, according to my wife, is simply a half a glass of water. She's a realist, you could say. So it is what it is. It's neither half full nor half empty. It's simply half a glass of water. So what the fine tuning here with this thing has a lot to do with it's a very deep and pervasive subject. So I want to say that there's two things that are going on in the world as far as stuff goes. You have the thing itself. Here's a rock. This is a rock, and it is a thing, the object itself, what it is. And then there is the meaning you put on this rock. And it's what's in your head is meanings of things. And we could call that just the meanings. So some people take other people's meanings and put it on things, and people take their own meanings and put it on things. But they're two absolutely separate things, and when you meld them together into one unit, then you end up with problems. You have to see things in these two parts. You have just the object itself, and then you put the meaning, the deep meaning, the emotion. You have fired this up. It means so much to me. It's a good example. It is a toy, a kid's toy, right? But it has so much meaning to me, right? Or to a kid. You take the toy away and you give him a sock, it's not the same meaning. So it's what the kid has put on this that has made it so important, and his whole life depends on hanging on to this because it has so much meaning. So what I'm trying to get you to do is see that there are two parts to things. When something happens in your life, it is what it is. Be a realist. Now, sit back later and you could put meaning on it. Oh, this is the end of the world, or this actually turned out to be a good thing. But it's a separate entity in itself. And if you have control over putting that meaning on it in an awareness that you are actually putting meaning on things, then your life will be much more happy than it is. So you have these two parts is what I'm trying to say. And people don't realize this. They get a photo of whatever, and that means so much to them. It's because it's oh, look who's in the photo. It's dear Uncle Charlie or whatever. But it is actually just a piece of paper. You're putting the meaning on it. Back to the rock again. Well, this was given to me by my great aunt Agatha, and this means Aunt Agatha to me. If I ever lost this, it would be devastating because it means so much to me. But no, it's a rock, a thing. The meaning is actually in your head. So people clutter up their whole lives with things because they're not just the things, but they are the memory attached to them or the meaning that's attached to them. You can declutter your life a lot by taking pictures of things that are cluttering up your place. So you have this magazine that your Uncle Charlie gave you, or it reminds you of your childhood, or you got this toy when you were a kid, and you can't get rid of it because it means your whole childhood to you. It means, right? But it's something you put on it. If you take a photo of it and digitize it, you could save it to your disk of your computer. Need a glass of this. Well, should I? Then it wouldn't be half a glass anymore. That means so much now that it's not a half a glass. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is take a picture of things, and then you can get rid of the things, and you'll have the picture. You'll still have the meaning attached to it, right? And you can get rid of that old sock from Uncle Charlie because it means Uncle Charlie to you. So when other people put meaning on things, then you've allowed them to take control of you again. It's similar to evaluating you. So if they come in and they say, oh, what you did in that meeting, or what you did talking to Joe, that was terrible, because you might not have meant it, but he took that as a meaning that it was awful, and it was simply a conversation. Now, these meanings go back and forth, and can get snowballed out of control, but you got to keep in mind that it's just people's opinions of what's going on here. It's not the actual thing. So if you want to drive yourself crazy, put meaning and seriousness and great meaning on other things, and let other people put meaning on things in your life, whether they're incidents or objects or the clothes you're wearing or your, I don't know, your hat. One way to separate the stuff in your head, which is all meaning, no matter to it, you have to have a balance in life. You have to realize that things are material and matter, and things are thoughts. If you overwhelm your life with thoughts, then you could really preoccupy yourself and give yourself a hard time, and that's where all worry comes from. That's where all anxiety comes from. It's all about thoughts out of proportion to the objects. So if you're drowning in your thoughts, and your anxiety and all this worry and everything is getting out of basis, out of relation, out of ratio with things, there's a little trick you can do, which is to go around and actually touch things, and watch what you're doing when you're touching it. So I'm going up here, and I'm going to touch that right there. There. And I pay attention while I touch it. And then you do it again, and you touch that. And then you go and you pick up a rock, and you touch the rock. You touch the pen. You're actually reaching out the counter in front of you. You're touching it and looking at it. And now what that does is actually balance your ratio of thought to matter. You need to have an equal balance in life. And it will pull you out of your head. It'll pull you out of your thoughts, and it will calm you down. You'll get a break from all this racket that's going on in here. So just consciously pay attention, touch things, let it go. Look at it, decide to touch it, decide to let go of it, let go of it. And you just walk around, and you can just, nobody knows what you're doing. This is the greatest thing. So you could be walking down the hall and just touch the wall, and touch the counter, and touch your desk, and I don't know, the coffee pot, whatever you got. And what it does is it gets you to realize that there's actual things, and it balances the thoughts in your head, so you get a better equilibrium here. So it's a very amazing kind of trick, And it really gets you to realize that there are physical things around you and that the whole world isn't made up of your thoughts. Because now you can see the difference and you can kind of separate things and get all this stuff separate from, you balanced it, you know. It's kind of like having too many toppings on your pizza. You gotta like balance it out. You could get a thick crust pizza and then all those toppings wouldn't be so bad because you're in balance, right? So I hate to bring up, a pizza analogy when we're talking about something so serious as what's going on in your head, but it's the principle. So there are two things in life. There's the things, and then there's the meanings you put on the things. So take a look at that. And I don't know what you're going to do with this. Are you going to throw out stuff you've had laying around? Are you just going to be able to calm your head down so that you could realize that there's thoughts and there's things? Are you going to be more in control of your thoughts and your emotions because now you can be the one that's actually assigning meanings to things? I think that would be a really good thing to do, to be the one who actually says, what does this mean to me? Why does it mean that? And you might just leave everything alone and say, well, okay, I will keep this rock Uncle Charlie gave me because it reminds me of Uncle Charlie. That's fine. But at least you're going to be the one who's assigning meanings to things, and you won't be having your thoughts out of control and your behavior out of control, because you'll be able to assign meanings to stuff. And maybe you'll find that life is not all that serious, and the meanings of things really don't have to be attached to stuff or incidents. So if you make a mistake talking to somebody, it's just words that happened, and oops, maybe it's a big thing, maybe it's not. It's up to you to put as much meaning on it as you want. Is it serious? It's only serious if you make it serious. And that's why people who take offense and they say, oh, you have offended me. Well, you can't say that because you hurt my feelings, and you are a very bad person for hurting my feelings, and shame on you. Shame, shame. This is a terrible thing because they are putting meaning on whatever happened, an incident or some words that flew out of your mouth. They have no right to put meaning on things. And all it does is try to stop you from what you should do as a human being. So they have no right to tell you that. They have every right to put as much meaning on things as they want, but they have to keep it to themselves. And they have no business telling you that you hurt their feelings. And, oh, let's see, it goes like that, right? Yeah. They have no business telling you that you hurt their feelings. Okay? It's significance. It's the meanings of things. And I want you to realize that you are in control of putting meanings on things in your life. Other people are in control of putting meanings of things in their lives. But they have no business walking up to you and telling you, these are the list of words you cannot say. These are the feelings that you cannot make me feel. That's not how life works. You're in control of your stuff, they're in control of their stuff, and there are objects and there are importances and meanings that you put on these things. Okay? In fact, that's the whole value of money. Is that it is just paper, but people have put meaning on it, and therefore it's an important thing. But there are two different things, so just keep that in mind. Don't hurt other people on purpose, but also don't let other people tell you to shut up and give you a list of words you can and cannot say. They have no business doing that. So thoughts in balance with stuff, go around and touch stuff, and that will actually give you more solid things that will balance out the thoughts in your head, and you'll have a nice balance of thought to actual stuff. Okay? And you'll be happier. So take all that and click the link below, share, comment, and visit the selfimprovementmethods.com/go to get a nice book on organizing your mind. It's called The Organized Mind. Good title. And make it a good day. Bye.